Today, I'll be showing you guys how TikTokers and YouTubers make those smooth, juicy tween animations. And yes, before you'll ask, here's one I made. Now also, I'm remastering this tutorial because my old one somehow went viral. But looking back at it now, bro, the tutorial was kinda dookie. So this time, I'm actually gonna explain everything properly now. And bro, you only need these two apps, ibisPaint and Alight Motion. And it literally only takes 4 steps. Step 1. Have your OC ready. Step 2. Assemble your OC body parts in ibisPaint. Step 3. Attach all the body parts in Alight Motion. And Step 4. Start tweening. So easy, right? Let's begin. Wait, before we begin, can you like and subscribe? That means a lot to me. Thanks. Don't forget the notification bell. Thanks. Go to ibisPaint and create a canvas and start drawing the character. While you draw yours, I'll draw mine. Okay, let me just... Okay, I'm actually gonna show you guys now. Hey yo! Juicy eye. I don't have an iPad, don't have a set, I don't have an Netflix. And yes, I only use my fingers, bro. Now let's proceed to step 2. Now for step 2, separate every single body parts of your OC. And I mean everything, bro. The head, the ears, the mouth, the eyes, the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the pupils, the hair, the torso. Basically, if it moves, separate it. By the way, save it with the transparent only. Unless if you want a giant white box jump scaring you in the frame. Anyways, let's head to step 3. Now, go to Alight Motion and create a project. Click that plus button and name whatever you want. 1080p, 60 fps, white background because we stay nonchalant around here. Now let's add our audio for our animation. Go to media, find your audio, then add it to the timeline. Select it and click the 3 dots in the top right corner and extract the audio. Now you can remove the video and start adding some beats for your animation. So whenever the beat hits, that's where you place your red thingy. Find the media icon, then click that little squares icon. Now click the little 3-layer thing on the top right corner. This lets you select multiple body parts at once. Click those 3 aligned rectangle thingies. You can now start tweening. Now make the layers longer depending on how long you want the animation to be. Hold the layer to select all the layers. Select all of them, and after that, click the rectangle thingy. After that, let's start adding the pivot to each of the layers. This is what controls your movements and can be really helpful when adding some effects for tweening. Go to move and transform, click that arrows thingy, and now you're ready to move your pivot. I'm gonna place the pivot at the bottom near the chin. This also goes for the hair too. For each hair strand, I place the pivot at the top because when you swing the hair, it moves more naturally, like an actual hair, instead of stiff crunchy noodles. You can copy the pivot points I use for this animation, like the head, the eyes, the hair, the torso, and you can see me here putting the pivot. And don't forget to clip the pupils to the eyes, because if you don't, the pupils are gonna start escaping the eyeballs like the pen spray like somewhere else. Now, this is where things start getting serious. This is where you're gonna link the body parts, or so-called attach them. We're gonna use the parenting tool, which is a premium feature, and I think you can unlock it by watching ads. When using the parenting tool, leave the head and the torso alone, because those are the main parts where you're gonna parent the other body parts too. Like for the head, you're gonna parent the ears, eyes, eyelashes, hair, eyebrows, all that. And for the torso, you're parent the arms, hands, legs, and feet. And please do not link the head and the torso because it's gonna break the movement and ruin the fake 2D effect. And now let's do it. As you can see here, I first selected the ear and parent it to the head. As you can see, they are linked together. And next, the eyeballs. The eyes also have their own parenting layer. And this time, I parent the pupils to the eyeballs, and also the eyebrow and the eyelashes. And after that, I parent the mouth to the head. After that, we'll be parenting the hair. But first, we gotta parent the big hair first to the head. After that, we gotta parent the baby hairs to the big hair. After parenting each layer, as you can see, they're all attached now, which means step 3 is done. Now, we're finally at step 4. This is where the magic begins. As you can see here, I'm making my character a little bigger because bro is kinda small. Now, let's start with the head. First, add a keyframe from the start and all the way to the end of the layer. Okay, now let's start moving the end keyframe of the head. I'm gonna move it downward, and then for the first keyframe at the start, I'm gonna move it upward. You gotta trust the process, bro. Now, I'm gonna add keyframe to the ears too. Same thing as the head. For the start keyframe of the ears, I'm gonna move them downward first. I also add keyframes to the size of the ears, because without it, it starts looking like the ears were detaching from the head and floating away to another dimension. So at the start keyframe, I make the ears a little smaller, and then at the end of the keyframe, I make them a little bigger. As you can see, it's kinda cooking right now, bro. And then, at the end of keyframe, I'm gonna move them upward. Now for the juicy eyes, move them upward at the first keyframe, and then at the end of keyframe, move them downward. Same thing for the mouth. Upward at the start keyframe and then downward at the end of keyframe. Also same for the eyebrows. For the big hair, I make it go down first, then go up at the end just like the head. Because if the head moves the opposite of the head, bro, use Gorilla Glue on the head. What am I even saying, bro? Now for the back hair, I made the first keyframe downward first, and at the end of the keyframe, I made it upward. I also make the hair smaller first at the start and make it bigger at the end. Now for the small hair strand beside the ear, I made it move the same way as the head. Now for the bangs, same thing again. boom! We finally finished adding the keyframes. Now, it's time for the grabs. Use the grabs to make the movement more consistent and smoother. Because without grabs, your character starts moving still as a warmer action figure. The grabs also help the movements follow the beat better, so when the head movement hits, it lands right on the beat. Basically, the more curves the grab has, the faster the movement gets. Sharper curves, faster movements, smoother curves, soft movements. So don't make your grabs build like a roller coaster unless you're one year old still going to another universe. So first, I'm gonna add the grab to the head. As you can see here, I'm trying to match it to the beat. I'm also adjusting the curves so when the beat hits, the head goes down. This took me for a while. After you grab it exactly to the beat, copy the grab and paste it to all of the layers. As you can see, it doesn't really have that 3D looking effect yet, but you must trust the process, bro. Now it kinda does. And if something looks off, like the eyes, ears, mouth, you can always tweak it until it starts looking more 3D and natural. As you can see here, I'm just tweaking everything until it finally looks good. And delaying them a little bit creates more of that juicy 3D effect. Tweak it until it looks 3D. Now for the pupils, at the end keyframe, I move them upward, and at the start keyframe, I move them slightly downward, so it looks like the character is staring directly into your soul. Now for the torso, I made it move the same way as the head, upward at the start keyframe and then downward at the end keyframe, and I also used the same graph. Still fixing some parts here. I also need the eyes to look to the left and to the right. You can just copy me what I'm doing or not. I'm still fixing some stuff here. Now I'm adding an effect called Scale Assist to the torso, so it looks more squishy and bouncy instead of stiff as a cardboard. Now in the effect, click the X-axis and add keyframes from the start all the way to the end. At the start keyframe, I make it a little thinner, and at the end of the keyframe, I make it a little thicker. Also, is it the same graph? It honestly makes the movement look way better. And I'm also adding it to the head as well. Click the Y-axis. At the first keyframe, I make it a little thinner, and at the end of the keyframe, I squish it a bit. Pasted the same graph. Now we're finally done. The only thing left now is the hair. Now for the hair, what we're gonna do first is create a box layer. Then shape it until the hair strand fits perfectly. Make sure that the length of the layer is the same as the other layers. Now select both the box layer and the hair strand you're gonna clip. After that, click the clipping mask tool. Wait, after creating the new layer or after clipping them, do not move the timeline yet. Keep it exactly where it was before. And also, you must parent the brand new layer to the big hair first, because creating a new hair layer removes the parenting. And if you get to parent it fast, the hair strand's gonna start floating over like a pastry to brand. And boom, you created one. Now add the vent effect to the layer, and then make the origin at the top. Now add a keyframe. For the second keyframe, I put it in negative angle because when the head goes down, I want the hair to go in, and when the head goes up, I want the hair to swing it out. Yeah, P6 bro. And pasted the same graph. As you can see, it's so smooth. I also made the graph a little bit delayed so it can be more smooth. Oh wow! Oh wow! We can now repeat the process to the other hair strand. Same process, put the origin on top of it in a specific angle and place the same graph but make it slightly delayed. We all gotta do that to every hair strand. You can also make your own graph to make your own character move so smooth. Now for the two big hairs, we'll be using a wave warp. Make the angle 90 degrees, then reduce the spacing to around 50 or higher depending on how smooth you want the hair waves to look. I also lower the magnitude to under 1.0 and adjust the angle. And here, we're not using graphs because we want the hair to flow continuously instead of moving like it got electrocuted. Now make the face go all the way up. Few more tweaks and we are ready to go. And boom! Now for the big hair at the back, same process, or you can just copy the effect and paste it because I do not support laziness in this household. And tweak it a little bit. As you can see, it looks good now. I did some few more tweaks and finish it up. Oh yeah, for the eyes, I used the scale assist effect to make it more bouncy at the start. I add some keyframe and use the X and Y axis and scale it up at first keyframe and make it normal at end of keyframe. Just copy the graph that I used. After all that, I group every single body part layer together. Then I duplicate it and use it to make the animation longer. Then flip it horizontally. So now the animation loops instead of ending faster than my motivation to do homework. Then I export it and done! Yay! And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is actually my first time doing a voiceover, so hopefully I didn't sound like a diamond in the whole video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I might make more tutorials like this or maybe store animations. Anyways, thank you guys so much for the support for real. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I miss you all so much. Love you guys more, and remember, Jesus loves you.